that off to the side. I just kind of let this sit off in the corner. Yeah. You guys are watching all sorts of shenanigans right now. Huh. So this is what it's like to not have to worry about FGO at the same time. I like this. Yep. Alright, we're all good. Dope. We are all set. Alright. So, main criteria for this is going to kind of be a bit strange. I'm going to sit here for a second. I kind of just look over all of my options. You're going to get my gut reaction on everything. I'll justify each choice, but I haven't, like, already had this planned out or anything. Ugh. I actually have a drink today unlike yesterday. Thankfully, I'm not making the same mistake. I was parched yesterday. So, main thing is the criteria. The criteria is pretty simple. It's in 5 parts, and you can get all of the criteria via a Nightbot command. So at any point during the stream, you can just go ahead and figure out what we're doing. Okada better be at the top. He's not even on the tier list. This is every male servant plus 2 up to today. So there is no Gouda 3 servants here, sadly. Okada just missed it. He missed the deadline by a day. Poor guy. But I'm pretty sure he'd rank pretty high on this. So I'm going to go ahead and generate the criteria one time. So that is the criteria we are working with. Wish me luck today. Oh yeah, good luck, my man. You got this. The Husbando tier list criteria is 1, art, 2, voice acting, 3, the role in any story content. Now, this extends outside of FGO. This is any singularity, event, lost belt, what have you in FGO, and then outside, so like any Fate stories such as the 3 original routes, APOC, it doesn't really apply, but like Requiem and what have you. Just my general feelings on said servant at any point in time. Then gameplay, if applicable, so how I feel about using them in various forms. And then Gotcha Salt. This is probably the most contentious one. Certain polls might scuff a servant in certain eyes, whereas certain polls might assist a servant in rising a little higher. This is by no means a definitive tier list. This is literally just how I feel about every husbando in the game. So, with that said, and our criteria next to us, we can start off. And I guess our first round pick is Achilles. Oh, Achilles. So, I don't think to this day, I don't think I've ever fully finished Apocrypha. I don't know why. I think the latter half of the middle section just puts me to sleep and I stop watching. So I haven't really seen APOC all the way through. I've seen like highlights of what Achilles does, but nothing crazy. However, I do think his art is on the more mess side. At least as far as, like, the Apocrypha Servant lineup. However, I do think his voice actor does an incredible job. As far as gameplay goes, I'm pretty neutral. And then he came to me on my very first roll in the APOC banner when I wasn't even rolling for him. So, I mean, I guess he gets a bump on there. Achilles, however, shares a trait with Iskandar, as I say that name horribly wrong, where they're just general bros. So I feel like I kind of have to at least rank one of the bros pretty well. So for now, I'm going to kind of put Achilles B tier. C is probably going to be the most flooded, so because C is my middle of the road. So he's ranking higher than middle for me, and that's for sure. The first of the Shota lineup, I'm gonna be 100% honest, untouchable. One thing I do not like is Shotas and or lollies, so they will not be ranking that high on the list. However, I do think Alex is pretty cool as far as like kid servants go. He's just younger bro Skander, which makes him pretty rad. And his animations and art are actually really solid. I'm a big fan of Alex's Final Ascension art. So had he just been a little older, he probably would have ranked way higher. Insane Priest Man. Amakasa. I love Amakasa's VA. Amakasa's VA is phenomenal. I also kind of like the deadpan tone Amakasa has with a lot of things, and I think his story in APOC is pretty solid. He also gets probably one of the best endings, getting lap pillowed by Semiramis, so my man makes out pretty solid. His second Ascension art is great. I do think his third Ascension art's too cluttered, but I understand why. And his Final Ascension art is just meh. However, I do think he is really solid. Really solid on the list. So I'm going to put him in B. However, I'm going to put him above good old Achilles. Murder Maniac. Here we go. I find Angry Melon to be one of the funniest servants in this game. His voice lines crack me up like no other servant. His art is incredible. I love his artwork. And while I haven't seen his standalone story, I do like the influence he has across the Fate franchise as a whole. Definitely wouldn't want to go on a date with him, but I do think Angry Melon sits comfortably in A tier just for comedic value alone. Let's see. Next up is my boy. Alright. Love his artwork. Love his involvement in the story. I think this man is just cool. This man is cool with a capital C. However, that's kind of where he falls a little flat. He has the problem where he's hunting one specific servant for the memes, and I get why. But, he's also on the little more deranged side. So I do think he sits comfortably like upper echelon C tier. I do, however, think that everyone that I'm most likely going to be slotting in C, he will hold the top spot in it. For his art alone. His art is standout. Arash. Oh man, Arash. Arash is the boy. Arash is the GOAT. He is the most reliable man that you can be friends with. You need a ride to work, you need a ride to go anywhere, Arash has got your back. You need to bum $1 for something, Arash has got your back. Arash will do anything to make his friends happy. And I feel like that's pretty powerful. I truly feel like Arash is just like the best friend kind of lad. So he gets S tier just for how good of a dude he is. I think his Final Ascension artwork is very clean looking. Like, it is just crispy. His voice actor does a good job. And I wish I could say more about his animations, but you only really see Stella. And I'm thankful that it's so short. A longer Stella would probably drive me insane. Alright. We're at Arjuna. Which means hopefully someone isn't here. Hopefully local Arjuna fan is not in chat right now, because I feel like I'm about to make some enemies. I'm not a fan of Arjuna. I think Arjuna's best attribute is his voice actor, and his voice actor does an incredible job. Especially with Arjuna alters lines. However, I'm not a fan of Arjuna. Thankfully, I haven't been spooked by him. Otherwise, he might join the untouchable tier. But I do think Arjuna sits... he's going to be our first D-tier husbando. Which sucks. His brother, however, spoiler alert, does a lot better. B shonen. Alright. We got our shonen protagonist. Rocking the hood. Hot take, first Ascension art Arthur is best Arthur. He is crispy. The hood is so clean. Voiced by Merlin, who does an incredible job in both roles. But as the male Artoria, I think he does it well, but he doesn't really stand out. He's what I would expect King Arthur to be, but he lacks something. Like there's a seasoning that's missing from him. And I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna put him C tier just because I can't figure out why I don't like him more. His suit skin is pretty solid though, which is offsetting the horrendous gacha run that I had with him. Otherwise, he probably would be D out of Spite alone. Asterios. Don't know much about Asterios. I'm gonna play the ignorance card here real quick. I know most of my Asterios lore and memes from just glancing at the wiki before the stream to refresh my memory on all the arts, and what I learned about him in Lost Belt 1 and some miscellaneous dialogue. He doesn't seem to be that bad, but he just doesn't stand out to me. Maybe that's the curse of being a bronze servant. But he's just... Asterios is there. So, he's gonna go D, but under Arjuna. Arjuna is a name that sticks out in my head, be it for better or worse. But Asterios isn't. I could forget about Asterios 9 times out of 10. Alright. Trap King. Everyone's favorite Trap King. Oh, man. Genuinely nervous. So, Astolfo will make both the waifu tier list and this one, of course. Except, spoiler alert, he's going to do a lot better on this one than he's going to do on the waifu tier list. Astolfo is the cute lad who exists to make every situation awkward for everyone around him. And he's good at comedy when paired with someone who synergizes with him. I feel like Sieg and Astolfo was the best chemistry in APOC, which is kind of funny. Which also says something about Astolfo when your best comedy pairing is with a piece of premium Amazon Prime cardboard. So, Astolfo is going to be C. Because I just can't justify putting him higher. I really can't. Good Alex Astolfo in the comics. Man, traps rub me the wrong way. I can't do it. Alright. We got Golem Boy. I'm gonna go ahead and slot Golem Boy where I think he goes. However, I am going to say Golem Boy got redeemed. Before Lost Belt 1, he would be at the very bottom of D tier just because I kind of like his design. Post Lost Belt 1, he gets to sit in C tier. Just because he got his redemption arc. I think Golem Boy got the hookup in LB1. And the comedy I got out of him alone elevates him from D to C. Babbage. Babbage is an easy D tier. I do not like Babbage. Design, voice, there is next to nothing about Babbage that I like outside of him just being a giant train. Steam engine thing and existing. So, Babbage is probably going to be towards the bottom of D. Oh, and by the way, for anyone that just joined, I am organizing the tiers by how I feel about them in the tier. It's not just me throwing them in there. So, if I liked Babbage more than Asterios, he would get moved up. I'm trying to keep this, like, perfect. So the top of B is the top of B, not somewhere in the middle. Also, once we're done with all of this, I'm going to move someone from a tier into Husband. Husband is going to be the very last thing we do. Astolfo should be at the top. Shut up, Frisky. You goddamn meme. Alright, we're at Betty. Bedivere, I would be criminal if I didn't put him in at least B tier. Bedivere is wholesome. Bedivere is wholesome. I don't think there is anything I can say about him other than man's wholesome. He comes from the point in FGO where I think the story truly started to get better. And he is a standout of his particular arc. Bedivere is just he's there for you. You need a shoulder to cry on, Bedivere is probably gonna be there. And damn it. Nah, I can't do it. I gotta move Bedivere to A. Bedivere is just too clean. Yeah, the more I think about Bedivere, the more I couldn't justify B. He has to be A tier. Like, he's just there. Like, Arash is the kind of dude that would stop whatever he does to help you out. Like, that man is... He's in a 1v1 at the final round of Warzone, and you send him a text that's just, hey, can you give me a ride? And he just turns everything off and goes to go get you. Like, he doesn't care. He drops everything for his bros. But Bedivere's just there. He's there for you. So... he's A tier. If anything, I'm gonna put him above Angry Melon. Angry Melon's an A tier because he's hilarious. I love his voice lines. So there we go. Beowulf. What do I even begin with Beowulf? I think his design's really clean. But he's just generic berserker man that can talk. He's what me that had only watched like a couple episodes of UBW would imagine Herc would be like if Herc could speak. He just wants to battle. So he's like one note. He's just one note. My man is truly just one note. So I'm gonna throw him in C. The OG Berserker. That's how I see him. He's just a Berserker that can talk. And in an era where we have multiple Berserkers with, like, fully functioning vocal cords, that niche is lost to him. Oh, Billy. Billy. I'm... Lol, Alch Arjuna. Yeah. He's gonna be the king of D, for the most part. And... ask me about him towards the end of the list, I might bump him to C. I'm gonna have to think about it for a hot minute, but so far he is gonna be D. Billy. Oh man, Billy the Kid. What am I gonna do? I like Billy. I think Billy is really clean. I love his design, especially his final ascension. I think Jacket Billy with the hat is so good. I think every time he's in the story, he's kind of one of the standouts of that arc. And the North America chapter, Lost Belt 1, he's just, anytime he's on screen, he's interesting to watch. Couple that with his art alone, Sears catalog good. I would say he's great, but I would definitely say that he's in B tier above Achilles. He's not quite a Makasa, But he's definitely a character that whenever he appears, I'm not like rolling my eyes. Oh, Caesar. Alright. Alright. Caesar's gonna be... Yeah, Caesar's gonna be in D tier. I can't put Caesar higher at all just because of how mean my man is to Cleopatra. Like, anytime, like, the banter between them is funny, but Cleopatra just, she needs a better man. However, I do appreciate all of Caesar's fat memes, so I think he gets the pass there. Which is why he's above like less memorable characters in the D catalog. Caligula. Oh man, Caligula. I think oddly enough, the best part about Caligula is his Final Ascension artwork, but outside of that, I forget he exists most of the time. I've heard he comes up later on in JP, but I'm not spoiling myself. And until then, I don't think it's fair to really judge him on that. I don't remember his role at all in Septum. So he's D tier and he's above Babbage because I remember who Caligula is, and I like one aspect of his design, which means he's better than Babbage at least. But I could remember Asterios more. Nero Lover 69 Pog. Chiron. Oh man, Chiron. What a goat. I'm genuinely trying to figure out where I'm gonna put him. I like Chiron from APOC. From the anime, he did really solid. He was the one servant I wanted to pull from the APOC banners, and if you see my account at all, I have an MP4. He was really good to me during the roles. I think his voice actor is really good. I think his art is really clean. However, I do think his Final Ascension art is on the more lackluster side of the gallery, I should say, which kind of knocks him a little bit. However, I know where I'm gonna put him. He's going to be at the top of B tier. Chiron's just a cool guy. Like, Chiron is just genuinely a cool dude. But he's not, like, hilarious. He's not, like, best friend, and he's not just the GOAT. So he's gonna sit comfortably in B. Columbus. Alright. I'm about to get hate. I'm about to get some hate. I'm gonna slot Columbus in A tier. Columbus is probably one of the funniest characters in this game. He is like next to Angry Melon on just absolute memes. Columbus is hands down the best part about Agartha. For his art alone. I love Columbus's artwork. I think Columbus's art has so much energy built into it. And his... Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. The face. I need... Where's the face? Where's the best face? Like, look at that. Look at how clean that is. That is so pretty. In, like, the crazy way. Like these. Look at these faces. They're so good. Like, my man just radiates bad guy energy. And I vibe with it. I think it's so good. Like, look at the bottom expression. My man's just, he's so clean. I have a soft spot for it, and I vibe. So Columbus is gonna get A tier, not because he's a good person. He's a horrible human being. But he is absolutely hilarious. So he gets to sit next to Angry Melon in, like, the comedy duo of A tier. Oh, we're in the Ku Cullen lineup. Oh, man. And we're going to start with the worst one. I don't like Coup Alter. I like what the voice actor does. Yeah, he does his job well as a villain. I genuinely think he does. Berserker Coup is weird. I think Berserker Coup kind of struggles a little bit. Like, I get what he is meant to be. He's just Coup as a warmonger, and that's a cool idea, but I think it's his design that I struggle with. Because I like him in the story. I like him in the American Singularity. But I just don't like Coup Alter's design. I think it's too cluttered. Like, whenever... Because I used my friend's Coup Alters a lot when I first started out. Like, he was my go-to pick. Because he could just mow through everything. But his design is just so messy. Especially in FGO. It's just so messy. And in a game where you're really only able to be portrayed from the side, an overcomplicated and messy design just doesn't help you at all. Plus, he's been an ass to me for, like, every time I've tried to pull him, so I think he's suffering there. Gameplay-wise, he's a coup. He doesn't die. And he did his job adequately in the story. So I'm going to put him C tier, but I'm going to put him ahead of Arthur. I feel like I have to. I can't justify putting him above Salieri. But I do... The status of being a coup, no matter how bad of a coup in my eyes, makes you better than a lot of other servants. Speaking of coup, Coupcaster. The OG in terms of FGO. Not in terms of actual coups. My man's here for you at the very beginning. He's like MASH. MASH is your first female servant, and Coup is really your first male servant. He's the first servant outside of MASH that you're guaranteed to have. The first one that everyone that plays FGO is guaranteed to eventually possess. And one thing that irks me to this day is that he has not gotten a sprite or an animation update. Which is weird. Correct me if I'm wrong, but shouldn't he have one at this point? He's a servant that all of your players use at some point. They acquire and they use very early into the game. So I'd feel like you would always want to have him looking clean. Like, he's one of the introductory people. And you should want your introductory characters to really want to keep people invested. That's why Artoria Coup and my boy Arash should usually at least have clean-looking sprites. Maybe not the best animations, but at least clean sprites, because you use them in the tutorial. So you would want to present them at least well. But Coup Caster has just... He's like the Ushi. He's very much like the Ushi. They both lack the sprite and animation update that they desperately need. I mean, can you blame her, though, that she is best Kohai? Coupcaster needs some love. Coupcaster needs some love. I'm going to put him bottom of B tier. Because he's better than Coup Alter. Especially hooded Coupcaster. But that sprite and animation update he desperately needs. Especially considering what a pivotal role he serves to every new player's experience. Coup and Coup Prototype. I feel like these two kind of go hand in hand. I haven't consumed any of the prototype media. The only prototype servants that I know of are Coup Proto, Gil Proto, and of course Arthur. I don't know anything else about Prototype, so I literally go off of like what I can read in FGO itself, and then their designs. I'm gonna rank Coup Prototype before I rank actual Coup, because I have more to say about normal Coup than I do Prototype. I don't like Coup Prototype's design as much as I like normal Coups. I think Coup definitely got an upgrade when his design got flipped around. And I actually like Coup Caster's design more than I like Prototype. And gameplay-wise, he's kind of just a slightly altered version of Coup. So I'm just gonna slot him right next to Caster, just as an inferior. I just don't like his design nearly as much. I think the Caster route is a much better interpretation of the Coup artwork. Coup. Top of A tier. Literally top of A tier. Coup is an ass, but he's a funny ass. He's still a bro at the end of the day. He's that friend that has no problem giving you a gut punch every now and then. He'll call you out. And I feel like that's a good quality of a friend. Plus, Cou's voice actor, let's be real, Coup has probably one of the best voice actors in this game outside of Gil. So, I think OG Coup is still the best Coup. And yes, Cou's the guy who's got your back. He is. Arash is going to break his back to help you, but Coup has your back. You tell someone that you want to fight, and Cou's going to be there. Cou's like your big brother. Like, you come home from school and you tell Coup that you're getting bullied, Cou's gonna go kill someone. And he's gonna go do it because they're messing with his little brother. So, yeah, he's top of A tier. Top of A tier, easy. Darius. What am I gonna do with you? Darius is getting his spot. I'm just gonna be completely honest. This dude is about to get a spot way higher on this list than he deserves, only because I really like his design. His final ascension is just so clean, and Green Fire is so cool. So he's getting, as Frisky cries in the corner, he gets ranked above Astolfo design alone. Nothing else. I don't know anything else about this man, but his design is just so cool. Biased tier list, by the way. And that's all I have to say on him. David. Oh, man. What am I going to say about David? I don't like David. I really don't. I'm not a fan of David, like, at all. He's like Caligula if I actually had feelings on him. So in an odd turn of events, Caligula places higher than David just because I don't like David as a character. I think Fate kind of did David dirty, and Yo-Yo Man kind of got the short end of the stick. Oh, Dayon. So, much like Astolfo, Dayon is going to be in the waifu tier list. I like Dayon. I like Dayon's design a lot. And I think Dayon's there for you. Like, Dayon... Yeah, David comes off as untrustworthy the way FGO presents him. Yeah, I agree with that. Dayon's gonna firmly set themselves between the comedy duo of A tier and the actual A tier candidates. Whereas Astolfo was a meme in Agartha, I genuinely enjoyed the interactions with Dayon. And I think Dayon, together with Penth and Columbus, carried Agartha. Like, Columbus is still my favorite part of Agartha. The worst chapter in my eyes. But my interactions with Daeon were always wholesome. Columbus was a meme. And Penta's great. The best parts. And the only good parts. On to Diarmuid. Oh, man. Oh, man. I like Diarmuid a lot. I like Diarmuid a lot. And I actually have to make some adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and promote Ku to S. And I'm going to give Ku's old spot to Diarmuid. Because Ku is the best kind of big bro. So I feel like Ku has to be next to Arash. If Arash is your best friend, Ku is just genuinely your big bro. And Diarmuid kind of comes off as a more mature version of Ku to me. Except Diarmuid's cursed. Yeah, that right there, I could not have said it better myself. Diarmuid strikes me as a good guy who's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Say what you will about what happened to Ku in like every Fate route. Diarmuid has, without a doubt, the worst death that I've seen in Fate. My man got memed so bad, he had a breakdown in his final moments. He broke down because he just got memed. He was memed in his real death for no reason. He was memed in Zero for no reason. It's just right. He's a good dude trying to make his way in the world, and he's just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I definitely feel like that's a good placement for him. I would love Diarmuid to get like a big spotlight in some sort of story, because I feel like his character, especially if you put him next to Ku, I feel like that's just a chemistry that you're not gonna find. I would love to see a story with Ku and Diarmuid just with you. Kind of like Agartha, where you had Daeon and Astolfo, but just you have Ku and Diarmuid. Except those would genuinely be just amazing interactions. Oh, man. Tommy Eddy. Tommy Eddy's a meme. I'm gonna put Thomas Edison in C tier, but like towards the top of C tier, just because I like his design. I chuckle every time he interacts with good old Tesla. But I think Lion Bro is definitely one of the coolest designs we have. I haven't got a chance to use him a lot in FGO, so sadly I don't have much to say on his gameplay. He's been nice to me in the gacha. I've got the only times I've gotten him are when I weren't trying. And I liked his role in America. I thought it was funny. But his role in Gouda 2 was also kind of funny. But he's a meme servant. But his memes just, to me, they aren't as memorable as like Columbus or Angry Melon Face. Alright. Alright. It's Dante's time. Dante's is our first S+ tier. Like, this is probably the only servant on this list that directly resulted in a tier getting created. I don't have Dante's yet. Dante's has memed me the time I tried to roll for him. But Dante's is probably one of just... He's Ku on steroids. Like, you go home and you're crying to Ku and you're like, I'm getting bullied, and Ku goes and beats people up. But Dante's is your dad. Like, you go to Dante's and you're like, Dad, everything's going wrong. And Dante's goes and solves everything for you. He puts his hat on, he puts his coat on, he walks out, and you're kind of worried for the people that you just told him about, because he takes care of you. He's the type of dad that has, like, your bank accounts linked, and he sees that you're low on funds, so he just gives you money. Just that way you're fine. Like, he's such a cool dude. He is such a cool guy. I love his design. His artwork is gorgeous. And I'm happy that he has a niche post-Scotty. But, like, story perspective-wise, Dante's is just cool. He's just so cool. I would feel criminal if I didn't put him in S+. Alright. We got Pervy Pirate. Pervy Pirate's a meme in, like, all the funniest ways. I think his Final Ascension art is hilarious. And the fact that he's kind of like a Jiraiya-ish kind of character is funny. Yep. And guess what? I praised Arjuna for his voice actor. It's almost like if you give him a better character, he does better. Pervy Pirate. I'm gonna put him above Kucaster, just because I like his memes. Pervy Pirate is hilarious. I genuinely laugh every time Pervy Pirate is doing anything. So, he gets a higher spot on the list just for being a meme. Alright. Oh, man. Oh, no. Demia. Oh, Demia. Controversy wrapped into a servant. Hot take. I really like Demia's design. Final Ascension Demia is great. I love his design. However, and this is the big however, I don't like his lore. Design-wise, voice acting-wise, everything about Demia is flawless until I poke his lore. The moment I poke the lore card, my brain starts to hurt. Which hurts him. Because design-wise, oh my god, I love it so much. So Demia's gonna place, funnily enough, higher on the list than his non-alter art, because Demia's kind of like, I mean, alter, but nevertheless, Demia is actually going to place at the peak of B tier for design alone. Design alone, Demia is going to rank really high. Voice actor did phenomenal. I liked his role in Shinjuku a lot, but his lore for, like, why he exists, it just feels so weird. It just feels so weird. I'm a hold off on Harry. We'll talk about non-alter Emiya. Alright. I'm gonna put young man down here. I'm gonna put him directly between Achilles and Billy. I like the mom memes. I think the mom memes are cute. But, like, FGO Emiya is just a stark contrast from, like, actual Emiya. It's kind of weird. Like, it hurts him a lot. Because if I was just going off, like Stay Night and stuff, Emiya would be way up here. But it's the mom memes that, while I find them funny, I think drag Emiya down a lot in terms of his, like, actual complexity. And I think that's all I can say. I think that's all I can say about young boy. He just got kind of memed. All right, Kiritsugu. Kiritsugu's gonna get A tier. Why? Number one, Kiritsugu's Final Ascension art is absolutely beautiful. I think that art alone is, like, praiseworthy. he does feel more Shiro-ish in FGO. I do agree with that. Kiritsugu, I like that he became a counter guardian. Honestly, Kiritsugu fits the Emiya role from... you're good 6. Kiritsugu fits that role like leagues and bounds above his son. And I like that that's what they did with him. Just his design's great. He's in desperate need of an animation update. He's in desperate need of a sprite update. Just like my boy Kucaster. He also needs a slight rework. He needs to get brought up to the limelight. But Harry is OG dad. Like, he's your uncle. He's your country uncle that you go to, and he shows you his gun collection. Harry's solid. By the way, secret lore, this servant right here, he's one of the reasons I got into FGO. I saw Emiya Assassin. I thought he was so cool. That's one of the reasons why I even downloaded the game to beat him with. And Kiru. Demi is about to get demoted. Like, no. Yeah, Demi is about to get demoted. And Kiru's gonna be top of B. Like, top of B tier. And Kiru is carried off Babylonia so much. He does so good. Also, I just noticed that's kind of zoomed out, so hopefully this fixes a lot of it. I'll zoom in one farther. Actually, yeah, we'll leave it like that. We'll fix that. There you go. All right. Yeah, and Kiru's gonna get top of B because of Babylonia alone. Oh my gosh, I don't think I could put him any lower without feeling criminal. I wish I could use him more. I think Enkidu suffers in the gameplay department. I don't ever find like a reason to run him. Nor do I really have like incentive to figure out how to run him. Which sucks. It sucks at the end of the day. But I do think Enkidu is just wholesome and deserves his spot. D tier hasn't been touched in a hot minute, but it's about to get a new edition. I don't know what to say about my man Blood Axe, besides that I struggle to even remember his name. He's like Babbage, except I know Babbage's name. And Babbage keeps getting demoted just because I really don't like Babbage's design. But Blood Axe is just unmemorable. I feel like he was in a singularity at some point, but I do not remember it to save my life. Oh, Fergus. Fergus is a meme, and he's going to get slotted in C tier. Fergus is going to get slotted above young Beowulf. Only because he's like Pervy Pirate, except I don't find it nearly as funny when it's from Fergus. Babbage is like a metal hourglass. Yeah, that's a funny comparison. I don't have much to say about him. Like Fergus Lily was like awkwardly funny in like an odd sense, but Fergus himself is just, he's there. Fergus is just there. Oh, Fion. Fion's gonna place right below Arjuna. Not for the reasons that most people would probably put him there. I don't mind Fion from a lot of standpoints. I'm just disinterested. He suffers from the same problem that Arjuna does. I'm disinterested in his character. There's nothing about him that I go, yeah, I really want to pursue learning about you. Like, everyone in C tier is someone that I could sit down and just read about, like, their wiki page. And that's, like, one of the requirements is just general interest in them. But I have no interest in Fion. It's not for spooks. He's not there. I don't think Fion's ever spooked me on, like, an actual... I was rolling for a Lancer and Fion spooked me. Because he didn't spook me when I was rolling for Shisho. He didn't spook me when I was rolling for Enkidu. Or a Resh Kagal. He hasn't spooked me, so I don't feel anything about that. Nor do I really harbor any disinterest in his playstyle. I just don't care about him. He's just there. Gwaine is next. Now, sadly, I'm missing context for Gwaine because I haven't watched Last Encore, and I've been told by people not to watch Last Encore. So I feel like I'm missing context for Gwaine because all I know about Gwaine is Camelot. I'm gonna put Gwaine in C tier. Gwaine is gonna occupy kind of middle of the road. Only because I'm not a super fan of his design. I think... Yeah, I liked Last Encore. Well, it was a wild fever dream. That's funny. I think the best part about Gawaine's design is his cloak in his third ascension. I genuinely liked the challenge that he gave me in Camelot. And I liked the slap in the face that he gives a lot of people in Camelot. The you can't mindlessly coup alter friends list your way through the game anymore. But aside from that, he's a knight. Maybe if I watched Last Encore or consumed any other any of that media, I might feel more inclined about him. But he's passable. I think he's solid for what he is. Oh man, my extent of knowledge on this fine gentleman is that I get asked to put him in my writer slot so people can use his S1 to challenge quest meme. That is my entire understanding on this lad. And I kind of feel like that's sad. He's in D tier. And I'm gonna put him like midway through D tier. And that's only because I know this picture. Because I always have to scroll down to grab it for someone. So I hate that I know what I use him for more than I know his actual name. So yeah, it's just not a fun fate. Geronimo's next. They did my boy Geronimo dirty. I really like Geronimo's design. Like, Geronimo's design alone, his final ascension art alone, is putting my man in B tier. I had to think about that for a second. And I'm actually going to put him right there. Yeah, Geronimo's going to be B tier. I've never once used him in gameplay. And all I've been told is he's not good in gameplay. But I really like his design. I like the story purpose he served in America. And I wish that he was better or got a newer version that I would use. Because I think his design is really cool. He left a good impression on me. And that's... With the cast that we have I feel like that's solid. The impression alone would get him in C tier, but his art elevates him to B tier. For those that are curious. We're in the gills now. Oh man. Oh man, we're in oh, nervous sweat. Alright, we're gonna go Archer Gil first. I'm gonna throw Archer Gil in the top of A tier. Archer Gil is really cool. I love his design. I think he has standalone the best voice actor in Fate. His memes are memorable. Everything about him is memorable. But in, like, strictly speaking, he's the bully at school that's extorting you for money. Like, Gil is the dude he walks up to you in the cafeteria, slaps the tray out of your hands and says, "Give me money," or "Give me your Game Boy." And then you run home to Koo and you tell your big brother about it, who then tells your dad about it, and then your dad goes and takes care of the problem. But, like, Gil is such an ass that I can't rank him higher. However, Superior Gil exists. It is going to be S tier. Superior Gil is actually going to be... Yeah, he does. Gilgamesh is the same... This is actually funny that they're book-ending A tier. Gilgamesh and Columbus very much play their roles perfectly. They are perfectly crafted to fit what they are meant to do. And I think Caster Gil is just everything great about Gilgamesh with just a much less toned down version of an asshole. Gilgamesh is just... He's there. Gilgamesh is there for you. Like, Caster Gil is so good. God, I love that man. He is so clean. I love his design. I think his summer outfit is really, really good. He's a Gilgamesh, so he has the best voice actor. And he's not an ass about everything. Like, Caster Gil will still call you out on your shit, and he's still an ass, but he knows, like, when to not be. Like, he'll stop joking with you and be like, all right, Columbus an A. Yeah, Toasted. Columbus is an A because of his art and his role in Agartha. I love his art, and I think he played his role as a villain phenomenal. He is, to me, the best part of Agartha. Him and Angry Melon are what I'm affectionately referring to as the comedy duo of A tier. But yeah, out of context, it's definitely going to seem very strange that he's there. I view Caster Gil as just superior Archer Gil in terms of personality. He aged very well. He aged into his crown. And of course I don't need to say anything else about Babylonia. Gil carries Babylonia on his back. And he has no back pain from doing it. Oh no. Oh no, we have the meme. We have the comedy meme. Okay, makes more sense when you explain it. Yeah, just, out of context, I 100% understand the confusion. But I'm glad it makes sense to you. Archer Gil walked so Caster Gil could run. Yeah. Also, shoutouts to the fact that Caster Gil didn't get a sprite and animation update with the Babylonia anime. I'm pretty sure that post-animation update for Archer Gil, they are no longer the same height, so it's kind of jarring. So hopefully the Blu-ray release for the Babylonia anime will give us the Ushi and Caster Gil updates that we desperately need. Moving on to this meme. He's top of C tier. I can't dethrone... No, he's dethroning Salieri. No, he's doing it. The cool meme is without a doubt so good. Actually, you know what? No. No, he is gonna stay there. Because I don't like his design, but his Final Ascension art is, like, peak. Like, his Final Ascension art is great. The cool meme is great, but I think that's where his personality stops. Like, his personality is just cool. And that's it. He did give the community their edgy waifu in the form of Jalter. So, I guess if you're a mega fan of Jalter, you're going to slot him like S+ as a thank you. But shoutouts to Inferior Jill placing lower on the list. He's actually fun to interact with, yes. Had his design been just a little better, he would definitely be in B tier. But the cool meme alone saves him from so much. I think he's just hilarious. He's one of the standout characters from Zero. And yeah. Top of C tier definitely fits him. Alexander's going in Untouchable because he's a kid. And I'm not going to have the FBI break into my house. Hans Christian Andersen. What do I say? I think he's funny. I think his comedy bit is fun. It's funny. As long as he's in small doses. He overstayed his welcome in London because I think he's a character that's meant to be used sparingly. I remember genuinely being baffled that he has Dio as a voice actor the first time that I used him. And I think that comedy bit again is really good on him. He's cranky, overworked grandpa in a boy's body. Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. But he's funny. He's funny. If he wasn't a wee little lad, he would probably be B tier for sure. Hassan, Swole Arm Hassan. I'm gonna put him C tier. His Final Ascension art is really clean. I liked his role in Heaven's Feel. I think he's really cool. His voice actor does a really solid job. His art's really good. And I haven't used him gameplay-wise, but I know a couple of people that have, like, grailed him to 100 and praised the ground he walks on. Kind of the same way that people praise the ground Ku walks on, but I understand why Ku is so great. I liked him in Camelot. I forgot he was in Camelot. Huh, that's awkward. That's really awkward. But he's definitely someone that I've sat down and looked through the wiki a couple of times, wondering where I could use him. He's a character that I want to use, which is pretty much par for the course for most of the C tier characters. Hector. Oh, Hector. Oh, Hector. What am I gonna do with this lad? Oh, man. I'm quiet because I'm genuinely trying to think of where I want him. I think Hector's going to be our new bottom of C tier. I think he's funny. But he doesn't do anything memorable enough to put him over anyone else in C tier. His art is just good enough to be fine. He's funny enough to be fine. And yeah, I agree with that. He's there, and when he's joking and when he's talking, I get a chuckle. So yeah, that's C tier. His existence doesn't annoy me. He's literally the bottom requirement for C tier. And that's just have something memorable about you and don't annoy me every time you exist. Herc. Oh, man. Oh, man, where am I going to slot Herc? I feel like Herc is S tier. He's definitely going to be like bottom S. I don't think I could ever put him any higher than bottom S. Hercules is just the boy. Like, he is the bodyguard. Like, he's your swole brother that's just always in the gym. You never see him anywhere else in the gym. He gets off work, he goes to the gym. He finishes his workout, he goes to bed, gets up, and then goes to the gym. Like, he's there. And, like, I feel like you can go to Hector with any problem, and he'll listen to you, and then he'll give you, like, the equivalent of half a sentence's worth of advice. And for whatever reason, your brain just registers that as, like, super knowledge. And you're just like, thanks, man. And, like, what, you know, when your life's in shambles, you walk up to Herc, and you're just like, man, and you unload to him, and he puts that, like, car-sized hand on your shoulder, and he's just like, it okay, and then walks away, and through the shaking of the room as he's leaving, you're just like, I needed that. Like, he's there. And push comes to shove, Herc would be there for you. Herc would be there to box someone for you. Yeah, I feel comfortable with that placement. Hajikata, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hajikata, no, don't exist. Don't do this to me. Hajikata's gonna be... yeah. Hajikata goes right there. I like Hajikata's design, kind of. I like his art, kind of. I like his voice actor, kind of. I like his role in Gouda 2, kind of. Hajikata's just kind of okay. He gets so many, like, well, C student. He's just scraping by, but he's carved out enough of a memory to get above these three. Yeah, you know, no. Yeah, I like that more. Because I like Golem Lad more than I do Hajikata. Astolfo is a meme, and I get more laughs out of him than I do Hajikata. So yeah, I think that's better. And yeah, I would agree with that 6. He's extreme in a very boring way. Neza. So, Neza's here because I genuinely didn't know if I should include Neza or not. And after I forgot to add Orion and added Orion right before the list, like right before stream started, I double checked and Neza's actually like fully listed as female, so that's actually kind of a botch on my end. So we're gonna just swap those places and move right along. So Teddy Bear Man. Teddy Bear with his yandere waifu. I think he's funny. But he's missing something. And I know what that something is, and it's the servant version that we don't have yet, and I'm not judging Bunny Orion off of what I know about Super Orion, because that's just not fair. But I do think Teddy Bear Orion, his gimmick with, like, Artemis is genuinely funny. Like, I like that Orion was manifesting, and we almost got the Mega Chad Swole Man, and then Artemis was just like, yeah, I don't trust you, and just hijacked the entire thing. It's like the Caesar Cleopatra dynamic, except Cleopatra would have manifested with Caesar. So, yeah, I'm gonna put Orion, like, right there. Orion's passable enough, and his like relationship with Artemis is genuinely funny enough to get a passing score. Even though half the time I forget that Orion is actually with Artemis. All right, to no one's chagrin at all, Iskander is gonna get S+. Like, to no one's chagrin at all, Iskander is gonna sit next to Dante's. Like, if Dante's is your dad, Iskander is your dope uncle. Like, you go over to Iskander, like, Iskander comes over with beer when you're 18, and he just throws you bottles. He's just like, drink up, my lad. And you're just like, okay. Like, he comes over with all this cool souvenirs, with his dope beard, only wearing, like, a wife beater and jeans, and, like, rugged sandals. And he's just there. He's the wild sibling, and Dante's is the more, like, introverted sibling. And yeah, Iskander's, like, just, he's the foster dad. Like, he's just dope. Like, Iskander is genuinely just dope. Oh no? The Tsar himself. Now, I made a rule. There's one hidden rule in the tier list. I am not allowed to put someone in S tier based off design alone. That is the one thing that I said. The highest I could put someone for design alone was A tier. And I made this because I knew this man would carve into S tier for his design alone. So he's gonna sit. Nah, that's not fair. I'm a slot Ivan right there for his design alone. I think Ivan is, without question, the coolest looking servant in Fate Grand Order. And I am willing to sit on that hill and take as many eggs as you guys want to throw at me. I think Ivan is the coolest servant, period. I wish he got more of a role in Lost Belt 1. But spoiler alert, the duel you have with him at the very end was really cool. His voice lines are incredibly cool. His animations are beautiful. His gameplay is really solid. And just that design, he's just so cool. Ivan is just so cool. He's an SSR that even if he was like, I'm looking at, like, if he was this man level of just useless, I would still roll for him just to have him, just to look at. That is a JPEG I would pay for. God, is it cool. Henry, Jekyll, and Hyde. They're not separate on the list. I'm just slotting them together since I feel like you can't split them up. He's so cool, he froze the whole continent. Yeah, you're not wrong. Jekyll and Hyde. What am I gonna do? They're D tier for sure. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to slot them in D tier. It's either right above or right below Caesar. I'm gonna put him below. Jekyll and Hyde. It was a concept I was excited for when I saw the name in London. When wee lad me didn't know anything. Yeah, he's a handsome lad. But it's his gameplay. I'm gonna be real honest. This man's gameplay is what destroyed him. Like, his design is good enough for, like, baseline C tier. Because Hector's in C tier. But, like, Jekyll's gameplay is such a letdown that I can't put him anywhere else. Because I see Jekyll and I roll my eyes. Because it's just... It's such a letdown. It is. I know too who's gone over a couple of ways to fix him on stream. I know every free-to-play FGO tuber has dug into this poor man. I know Hanako did a spotlight on him. Like, everyone's talked about Jekyll to some degree. And there's a reason for it. And I genuinely feel like it's just let down. Jekyll is the epitome of a cool concept that was executed pretty badly. His gameplay is terrible, but it was fun watching someone insist on using him because they're going with the team theme knife fight. I do like that. That is a good observation. All right. We've got Curry Boy too. Oh man, Karna. Oh, Karna. I'm trying to think. Karna. Oh man. For context, Karna's either top of A tier or he's in S tier. I'm trying to decide. I'm genuinely trying my hardest. Because Karna's incredible. Well, I guess I'll just start talking to him. That might help me figure out. Karna is easily probably my favorite servant from APOC. Him and Mordred, I think that's everyone's standout picks. But Karna is incredible. Like, Karna is genuinely incredible. Is he better than Archer Gil? I mean, he's more of a bro than Archer Gil. Archer Gil's the dude that's gonna steal your lunch money and laugh at you. Like, that's what he does. Karna's a man of the people. Like, Karna's gonna be there. So, I feel like I have to slot him in S tier. Like, Karna's just... He's so clean. His design's great. His voice actor's great. His role in the story is always interesting to watch. Karna gives you his lunch. Yes, that is true. He watches Gil slap the lunch tray out of you, mug you, and then steal your wallet. And Karna walks up, pats you on the back, and hands you his food. And he's like, here you go. So, in that regard, I'm actually going to put him next to Caster Gil. He's a man of the people. He truly is. Oh no. Oh no. We're almost there. We're at the third person to make it to S+. Gramps, do I need to say anything about Grandpa? Like, Grandpa is Grandpa. What do I say about him? Like, this is your uncle, this is your dad, this is your grandpa. Like, Hassan has stories. Like, you go to Grandpa's house, you see some weird stuff on the wall, and he's telling you stories of his youth, and those stories are scaring you. But he's there. Like, he's there. He's the one that taught your dad how to do everything. Like, he's just... Gramps is so cool. I love him. He is so clean. Plus, he has Kide's voice actor. Bruh. 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 It's so powerful. That voice is so clean. He was done kind of dirty in the Babylonia anime. But his voice actor just brings his A game. Just every time. Oh, I love it. Exactly. You don't disobey Grandpa because you're like afraid that he's gonna like just destroy you. You don't disobey him because he's just cool and you want to be there. Like, there's a reason why this man has so many level 100, 10, 10, 10, bond 10, MP5 Grandpa versus every servant boss in the game video on YouTube. It's almost like a rite of passage for the vast majority of people to make some Grandpa solo video. And it's understandable. It's just enjoyable to watch. Just listening to his voice actor just talk is just so cool. And he's S+. He's Bro Skander, Papa Dantes, and Grandpa. There you go. There's one more person that's making S+. One more. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Kentucky Rider. Is Kentucky... Did I forget to add Kentucky Zerker? No, okay, he's here. That's weird. Usually they're always together. I'll go ahead and do them at the same time, then. So... Kentucky Zerker is going to rank higher than Rider. Only because of Kentucky Zerker's Final Ascension art. This man's Final Ascension art is some of the coolest artwork, period. It's so clean. So clean. His voice actor is really good. Just so many fond memories of any time I get to use Kentucky Zerker. So, he's A tier. He's A tier for sure. And I'm gonna put him right next to Kiritsugu. Kiritsugu has more of an impact on me personally, because this is the servant that got me into Fate Grand Order. And then Archer Gill's a standout from the series. So I feel like the top 3 is where Kentucky Zerker should sit. Exactly. That's what he does. He's the cool guy. Kentucky Rider is... He's still funny, but I like his design a lot less than I like Kentucky Zerker. I feel like the awkward bowl cut gives Kentucky Zerker just such a neat aesthetic to him. And then in that Final Ascension art where he's pushing his hair back, you're like, oh man, this guy can go like Super Saiyan. Like he can genuinely like... What? And Kentucky Rider, while not a bad servant, and not bad because he's still Kentucky, I just don't think he has the same charm that actual Zerker Kentucky has. So I'm gonna put him in B tier, ironically directly beneath Kentucky Zerker, because I like Demia's design like a million times more than Kentucky Zerker. But Kentucky, being Kentucky, is enough to put him above K-Ron and the rest of the lads. Next up is Kid Gill. That's another untouchable, except I'm going to put him... Actually, you know what? I'm going to reorganize this. There we go. Once again, the Shota clause comes in. No Shotas are allowed to be actually ranked. Because they're kids. Kid Gill is kind of good vibes, though, for the most part. Whenever he's not channeling Archer Gill, he's pretty rad. He has that serious moment where he starts to act a little big for his britches, but I'm pretty indifferent on him. He's my least favorite of the three Shotas so far, but that could change. I might revisit it later. Alright. We got Hentai Pro Tag. We got Hentai Pro Tag. Shimosa alone is what's earning him this spot. Shimosa alone is what puts him at the top of B tier. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put him at the top of B. I feel like he's just missing something to get to A tier. I feel like he's missing one piece of seasoning that's keeping him from getting to A tier. But Shimosa gave this man so much development and so much personality that I feel it's perfectly justified to slot him in B tier. And at the highest part of B tier. Like, he's literally just missing something to join A tier. I think he gets a little time to shine in a summer event. I think it's Musashi's summer event. But I don't know anything about it. So if I do this tier list again in a couple years, he might be higher. But Shimosa definitely cements him as one of the better characters. All right, we got the Lancelot Patrol. Oh man, the Lancelot Patrol. So Lancelot, I like way more than a Herc. And I am genuinely so happy that I get to use him with Scotty. So happy that I get to utilize him with Scotty. And his animation update, clean. Clean. So he's gonna sit in A tier, same reason as Ivan, kind of the design alone. And then actual Lancelot, like Lancelot with a personality, can now be ranked. Yeah, dot character. Let's see. Lancelot with a personality. Where do I want to slot you? Number 1, purple hair anime lad. Pretty cool. Pretty thumbs up in my book. His final ascension art is really touching. I like that you can see Artoria in it. I think that is probably the best touch they ever could have given him. Mostly because of this. I definitely feel like my boy got shafted in Camelot. Like, Lancelot's role in Camelot felt very small for the role that Lancelot plays in, like, Arthurian legend. Like, Gawain, Mordred, and the others got more screen time than, like, the most important knight outside of Galahad, which they couldn't use. But I like Lancelot's design. I feel like he's on the lacking end in terms of gameplay, which I know I'm gonna get corrected by from a bunch of people. I can feel it. I feel like he's missing something gameplay wise, and just the fact that he kind of got shafted story wise is really holding him back. It really is. He's gonna be B tier, and I think being under Kentucky Rider is probably perfect for him. I like him way more than Gawain. He needs something. Lancelot needs something. I feel like he's missing, kind of like my boy Hentai Pro Tag. He's missing something from just kind of skyrocketing. Had he gotten more of a role in Camelot, he probably would have been A tier for sure. But until he gets what he's missing, this is where he belongs. Spartacus.exe. Oh man. Oh man. This lad is gonna sit above Billy. Actually, you know what? No, he can go right there. Actually, you know what? No. You know what? No. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna put Spartacus.exe right here. He can thank the Babylonia anime for this alone. His design, the fact that he's based off the 300 version of Leonidas, I love it to death. His voice actor, same dude that does Regend. God, I love that man. James, like Japanese James from Pokemon, is one of my all-time favorite voice actors. Knocks it out of the park, like every role he does. The anime made Spartacus look so cool. And he just needs some love. His animations, everything about him, he just needs some love. But Spartacus, definitely just so cool. Lubu, he's not D tier. I know Lubu is C tier. Like, he's C tier for sure. I'm gonna put him right. I'm gonna put him above Hector. Just because of Lubu's art. I think Lubu's art is a lot better than Hector. Especially, like, post-animation update, Lubu is really crispy to look at. But he suffers from the same problem all Berserkers, for the most part, do, and that's the fact that they basically only know how to say one thing, and that's roar. But he's C tier for sure. Oh, man. Talk about a man that got so shafted in the game that Cloverworks basically had to give him so much attention in the anime just to make good. He's gonna slot above Hajikata for no other reason than the Babylonia anime. Otherwise, he would be in D tier. Hands down D tier. Spartacus, without the anime, would have probably been in C tier because he's based off of 300 Leonidas. And he has red hair, like crimson hair, and that's cool. But my man got the worst end of the FGO stick. Like, it is bad. Oh, man. He got the Geronimo treatment. He really did. Him and Geronimo could have been so much cooler. Because Benkei lore-wise is supposed to be, like, just dope. And he just, not good. Not good at all. Mephistopheles is going to be D tier. He's going to be right below Pheon. I truthfully hate Mephistopheles. But I like his design. I think his design and art and voice actor do incredible. At this point, I'm pretty sure that I'm just supposed to hate him. And if that's the case, then he does a phenomenal job at making me hate him. That's all I can say. Alright. He's here. He's here. The big 4 S+ tiers have been found. All 4 of them are here. You got Grandpa and Grandpa's 3 kids. The edgy introvert. The outgoing extrovert. And the pervy extrovert. Merlin is just... Merlin is just everything about pervy pirate, backed behind an incredible voice actor, incredible art, incredible presence in the story, and just amped to 1,000,000. He's so clean. The fact that he revels in all of the memes he creates is perfect. He is the type of dude that just... He purposely leaves important details out just to mess with you. And he does it for fun. Like, that's just his idea of fun. I love Merlin as a character so much. S+ is easy for Merlin. Inferior Salieri. My man has Dio's voice. My man got the Dio voice. But, I mean, his S3's incredible. But I don't care about him story-wise. I really only know... I only remember him because of his crit star skill. And the fact that he has Dio's voice. Another candidate for the desperately needs an update list alongside Kucaster. I'm gonna put him above Mephistopheles. Actually, Theon's getting demoted. I'll put him there. I'm not a fan. I rolled my eyes in Lost Belt 1 when I thought he was there, and I'm so glad we got Salieri. Salieri is just better in every possible way. Yikes, that was not what I meant to do. Alright, we got Dio. We got Ozymandias. My man's actually hilarious. Ozymandias is S tier. This man's in this group. He's in the holy trinity of S tier. And like S plus, there is one more S tier candidate I know for a fact is coming. But Ozymandias, it's Dio. It's a more toned Dio. Artwork is incredible. His Final Ascension art is gorgeous. He's hilarious. He has Dio's voice actor. His lore is really cool. His role in Camelot is really solid. I don't think I would get much pushback from slotting Ozymandias this high. Ozymandias is just really clean. Like, really, really clean. Paracelsus, Ooh. Paracelsus is a fat C tier. I know that for a fact. I'm just trying to figure out where I want him. And I'm gonna put him right there. I don't hate Paracelsus. I don't dislike Paracelsus. I'm just indifferent on Paracelsus. He's there. I know he gets a buff later on that makes him better, but he's there. That's really all I can describe him as. His role in London was okay, but London as a chapter is pretty forgettable, so I mean, being part of a forgettable chapter doesn't really save you. I mean, look at Babbage. Phantom of the Opera. Oh man, here we go. Phantom of the Opera somehow is the only non-Shota to make Untouchable. Oh man. The only reason he's the highest in Untouchable is because he's not a kid. Like, I hate Phantom so much, and I'm so happy he's horrible. Because that means I never have to worry about using him. I hate Phantom. Hated him in Shinjuku. Hated him every time he appears. Hate him when I roll him. So bad. Don't like him. Don't like his art. Don't like anything about him. Completely unredeemable. Why isn't he a 1-star? Better yet, why is he even here? Rama. Now, Rama's kind of weird. Mostly, I liked him in America, and I know he comes back in one of the Lost Belts. I don't know which one. I don't know when. But I heard he does really well in said Lost Belt. So I feel like my opinions of Rama are going to go up down the line. But for now, at least, he's above Paracelsus, but below Avisbron. I think he's really solid. But I'm too indifferent on him to slot him any higher. I feel like whatever Lost Belt he's in, post it, he'll probably be in B. like a high B, maybe a low A. But for now, I think like lower end of the C spectrum is good for him. Robin Hood. Oh man. He's a good dude, but that's all there is. Yeah. And there's so many other just good guys. I mean, Arash is just a good guy. Karna is the best guy. Like, the good guy is just too filled. I love his art though. His art is really pretty. And I feel like whatever Lost Belt he comes in, that's what he's missing. And once I get the fat injection of said Lost Belt, he'll probably skyrocket. However, Robin Hood, oh man. I know for a fact Robin Hood is going to suffer from the exact same problem that Gawain is suffering from. Where is he? There he is. And that's the fact that I haven't consumed Last Encore. So I am lacking a lot about what makes Robin good. I'm very indifferent on Robin Hood right now. It's not like I don't like Robin, but I don't have enough to go off of. So I personally cannot put him higher than C, just because I don't know enough. But I'm put him below Rama. Solomon. Now, Solomon's here. This is like a true Solomon / Chaldea man. I put him here because he technically counts. Because he's technically too... yeah, Solomon counts. Solomon's role in the story is perfect. I think he accomplishes that very well. I like aspects of Solomon's design. But I feel like it suffers from over-clutter. I do think Solomon's design is very over-cluttered. Which sucks. I don't know where to slot him. I feel like high C tier. But Roman alone is like A tier. So meet in the middle, B tier? Yeah, just meet in the middle, B tier. I'm gonna split up the coups. There we go. That's what I... I miss Roman. I'm gonna move on. It really is. I think Takeuchi tried to up himself like every time he put his pencil to the paper, and it shows. All right, we got Roma. We got Roma, man. Roma memes are right next to the cool memes. I think everyone knows about Romulus from Lost Belt 5. As someone that avoids spoilers, even I know about it. It's hard not to. Roma gets a second coming, and Roma's second coming ranks way higher on this list than Roma's first. I think the best part about Romulus is the fact that he looks like a pillar man from JoJo Part 2. Before I knew anything about Romulus, all I thought about was the pillar men from Part 2. That's what he was to me. I referred to him as Pillar Man. So the fact, I don't think I can ever get over that. Until like true Romulus comes out, this man will always just be Pillar Man. Oh no, here's Sherlock. Talk about someone I'm nervous about. Sherlock is someone I'm genuinely nervous about slotting. I don't even know what to do with Sherlock. I genuinely don't. As far as like up to Lost Belt 1, Sherlock's pretty cool. He's not the best, but he's pretty cool. I like his design kind of, but it's not my favorite design. It's not elementary trying to rank Romulus. It's really weird. I don't know where to put... Well, no, not Romulus. It's not so elementary to rank Sherlock. I don't know. I guess B tier? I think right here. Sherlock is so strange. Because I feel like he's one odd story beat off from dropping to C tier, and a couple of really good story beats away from solidifying himself in B. And since he's basically Da Vinci for part 2, I feel like by a couple more Lost Belts, my feelings on Sherlock will have more weight to them. What the fuck is this tier list? It's a mess, that's what it is. Welcome, Blue. Welcome to the memes. Halloween. I'm glad you got to make it, Blue. I told you it was gonna be funny. I said this tier list was gonna be meme. Halloween. I'm gonna put him right next to... I'm gonna put him right next to Rama, because he has the same problem as Rama. He's just a good dude. I don't have enough on Hosween to really throw him anywhere. He's a cool guy. I don't know where else to put him. He's just a cool guy with nothing else really. His art is both cool and odd at the same time. And I genuinely don't know how I feel about it half the time. I don't know. I think I am gonna leave him there. Oh man. Uncle Yagyu. Oh no. What am I gonna do? Uncle Yagyu. I think Uncle Yagyu is gonna be C tier. I like Yagyu. I think Yagyu's design is really solid. I think Yagyu's voice actor is really good. I think Yagyu kind of stumbles as in his role in Shimosa. Whereas for like a fraction, I think for like a single story node, I was blissfully ignorant on Columbus's role in the story. Yagyu from the very beginning, you knew exactly what was gonna happen. The moment Yagyu was on screen, you just you narrowed your eyes and you're like, yeah, I know what's happening. Like, so whereas Columbus played his role as a villain really well, as did Gil in the original Stay Night, Yagyu lacks Columbus's like just true comedy and his overly energetic artwork. Oh man. Oh, Sanson. Sansa's gonna be C tier as well. He's immediately beat Yagyu. Sanson is probably one of the more enjoyable characters from Salem. Well, in Salem, I should say. Well, I also really only remember him for the most part from Salem. I think he was in Septum? I can't remember, though. But I don't know. Gameplay-wise, pretty bad. His art's pretty, but he was in Orlais. Oh, it wasn't Septim, it was Orlais. That's right. I hardly remember either of the two. All I remember from Orlais is Jalter. Jalter was born in Orlais. So yeah, I think that's fine. Regend, alright. Regend's up here. I'm pretty sure Regend is the final S tier that's going to make this list. Do I really have to justify why Regend is in S tier? Like, Regend is... He's the dope goat. Like, he's just cool. He has an excellent voice actor. His art's pretty. He was dope in his Routes and Stay Night. Stand out in Shimosa. Just Regend's dope. He's just a cool guy. So yeah, he gets S tier. He gets S tier. Shakespeare. Oh God, I don't like Shakespeare. Let's try to figure out how much I don't like him. Trying to figure out how much you don't like a servant. Yikes. I think I'm gonna put him here. Like, he has enough story presence to be above George. Yeah, I'm gonna put him there. I'll reorganize it a little bit. Shakespeare sucks. I don't like Shakespeare. I didn't like him in APOC. I just don't like Shakespeare. Shakespeare is just a bad character. His design is eh. Yeah, Shakespeare sucks. I'm not gonna go any farther. Oh man, Crime Lord. We got Crime Lord. Moriarty is gonna take the top of B tier. I like Moriarty. I like Moriarty a lot more than Shakespeare. Yeah, that basically is Shakespeare in a nutshell. I like Moriarty's design. I like his artwork. I think his voice actor does an incredible job. His role in Shinjuku is really cool. That was the only part where I had, like, I genuinely second-guessed myself. So, he did a good job at making me second-guess myself. Yeah, Moriarty is just fun. He's fun. You know what? No, I can't do it. He has to be A tier. I'm gonna put him, yeah, I feel like that works. The more I thought about it, I would be happy if Moriarty was back for another chapter of some sorts. Because he's just fun to have there. He's Shakespeare, but with a lot of energy. Like an actual lot of energy. And unironically charisma behind him. Yikes. Back-to-backs. Oof. I'm gonna be real honest. Oh, man. I know 2 people on my friends list would hate this. My man is gonna be next to Astolfo. I am not the biggest fan of him. I think, and actually, his final Ascension art is probably the best part about him. Not a huge fan of him in Shinjuku. Just outside of that, just not the biggest fan of him, period. He's just there. His final Ascension art is really dope. And I think that captures him perfectly. Lee Shuin kind of suffers from the same problem. I'm pretty indifferent on him. I liked him in Halloween 3. Yeah, I'm still hit or miss on it. Lee Shuin, actually, he's going to be below. I think, yeah, I like that. I like that spot for Lee Shuin a lot. He suffers from the same Rama, Izo, and Robin problem, where I just don't have enough. I don't have enough people. Well, enough time to really understand them or like them. Oh, we're in our last row. We're almost done. Sieg. We're going to do Siegfried first. I like Siegfried's design enough to put him in B. But I feel like outside of that, Siegfried as a character is literally just boring. He has Emiya's voice actor with none of the characteristics that make him interesting to watch. The fact that, like, he's out of the APOC story in, like, an episode or 2 or something. Like, he has, like, no screen time. And yet I didn't care. Like, I didn't even think, like, oh, man, there went Saber. No, it's just, indifferent. He's there. Like, C gets a lot of flack. Yeah. That's what's wild. Like, C gets a lot of flack for being cardboard, but if you go back and watch, like, all of Siegfried's stuff, he seems like cardboard. He genuinely seems like cardboard with a voice actor that's way too good for that role. And then there's Sieg. So this is interesting. Pre-Inheritance of Glory, Sieg would have been in D tier. Post-Inheritance of Glory, I'm inclined to put Sieg in B tier. FGOC, like, I did not believe people. Yeah. I did not think that line was true. I didn't understand that FGO Sieg would be this much better than APOC Sieg. But alas, he is. They feel like completely different characters. Like, FGO Sieg was injected with straight characterization. So I definitely think he's B tier. And looking at it, I also really like Sieg's voice actor. I think he does really well with Sieg's lines. I'm going to put Sieg there. I think his art and his voice actor carry him a lot. But, like, the Inheritance of Glory event made Sieg such a better character. Like, it salvaged an absolute dumpster fire. And that alone just brings him way higher on the list than he should be. Yeah, he really is. Spartacus is a meme. He's a C tier meme. Yeah. I don't think I really need to go, like, in-depth at all at this. Like, the Spartacus is a meme. Okay, Tesla. Here we go. Every time I looked, I knew I'd eventually have to do this. I hate Tesla. I genuinely do. Out of the electric duo, I think Edison is a lot funnier, a lot better, and a lot cooler looking. Tesla just... I don't like Tesla's design at all. There's nothing about Tesla's design that makes me go, that's great. Absolutely phenomenal. Keep it up, gamer. It sucks. And to me, Tesla is just Edison without the comedic flair. And Edison is only this high up because of the comedic flair and his design. Yeah, and I do agree with that. Tesla is just, he's an ass. So Tesla's D tier. Like, he's D tier. And yeah, I think that's fun. This man right here, his placement is off Camelot alone. And he's going to be right there. Tota gets placed off his role and Camelot alone. He was fun there, but that's all I remember him from. He's just the dude I remember seeing in Camelot, and he was kind of cool in Camelot. Every now and then, I try to figure out if I can use him, and then just give up. So yeah, like middle of C tier is perfect for him. Tristan... Hold on. I need to see something. I love this artwork. I genuinely adore this. Tristan's Final Ascension artwork is like Lancelot levels of pretty. Plus, I think his Third Ascension outfit is just so cool. The bow harp is really nice. I'm a fan of characters with crimson hair. Tristan, to me, he's the best of... Yeah, it's... You get to see Mordred, Galahad, like, everyone's there. Minus Arthur, because Arthur is elsewhere. So good. So Tristan, I'm gonna put above Lancelot because I think these two are interchangeable. I would be okay with one above the other. It just, whichever one gets more story first is probably the one that will take ahead. But to me, that's definitely fine. Vlad Extra, considering I haven't seen Last Encore, Vlad Extra to me is just inferior Vlad. So Vlad Extra kind of gets to go right here. Just because to me he seems like inferior Vlad. I could be wrong. Post me watching Last Encore. That could change. But APOC Vlad. APOC Vlad's design is so cool. It's a B tier design alone. Vlad's voice actor is also really cool. I wish Vlad got some sort of NP update, like MP animation update. I think that's his worst aspect. We just have the APOC gang right here, but I feel that's perfect. Vlad's design is really cool. APOC, yeah, exactly. APOC Vlad is just crisp. The dude is he feels like nobility. He looks like a count, and it's crispy. Final one. Good old Waver. I feel like I'm objectively required to put Waver in S tier. Because Waver works. He's the breadwinner. Waver will work for you. He will make sure that you always have money and food on the table. He's there. He is always there. All right. So as you could probably imagine, it's one of the S pluses is going to get the husband role. One of them gets it. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of obvious which one it is. Well, maybe. Waver, make sure you stomach your stomach and your MP bar are never empty. Yeah, that's basically Waver. The more I look at this list, the more I'm very fine with it. This is just my genuine thoughts on every like male servant in the game. One more time, I'm gonna go ahead and key this in. Just because I want that there. That was the criteria for the entire list. And without further ado, the FGO Husbando is Husbando. This is the finalized list. I'll post it in the Discord after the stream. But this is the list. Husbando is, without question, my favorite male hero in FGO. And in Fate, period. I love Husbando. Dude is the GOAT without question. This list has been fun. It's also been over 2 hours. You chose the king. Of course I did. My man's the lad. But Gouda 3's tomorrow. This was a nice break. This was really nice. It was nice to take a break from the FGO grind and rolling for just something more laid back. I didn't know if I would like doing tier lists, but this was fun. Hopefully we hit the waifu tier list eventually. I'm actually kind of excited to do it now. Even though the wife role is pretty obvious. Gouda 3's tomorrow, so we'll be hitting the ground running with Gouda 3. Don't worry. But this week, this was fun. I wouldn't mind doing this again. Poll will be in the Discord later tonight regarding what game I'm gonna play on Sunday. Fun Day Sunday is a thing that's starting, so it might be Terraria so far. But if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord so you can put a vote. If you're new to the stream, follow would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, Six, Blue, everyone else that tuned in, thank you all. You're amazing. It was great. But have a great night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.